Good morning, I'm Steve Forbes and this is 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz. This is where you get everything you need to know in 90 seconds at 9 o'clock with news. US inflation has come in lower than projected. Wall Street is up 0.5% on the back of these figures, which suggests the Fed will be dovish about any future interest rate hikes. Overnight, the EU markets were flat and they followed Asian markets, which were up by more than 1% yesterday. The US CPI rose 1.5% in the 12 months to February, the smallest gain since September 2016, largely driven by lower petrol prices. This is a major miss as markets were expecting a rise in inflation of 2.2%. Meanwhile, the US-China trade talks are getting more uncertain, with the US saying they want to be able to retain the right to impose punitive tariffs. In Europe, EU ministers have now shelved plans to introduce a digital tax on global giants like Google and Facebook, but they say they may try again in 2020. And staying in Europe, Volkswagen has announced plans to cut jobs as it speeds up the production of less labour-intensive electric cars. The German car maker says it will also review the different brands it owns, including Audi, Skoda and Porsche. While in the UK, Theresa May's Brexit dramas continue. Yesterday she thought she had a new deal with the EU, but today even her own Attorney General is refusing to back it. In Australia, there's more evidence of a lending slowdown. Lending commitments to households for owner-occupied buying and alteration projects are down 3.3% in the year to January. But much worse, this data is down by more than 15% for January 2019 alone, compared with the same month in 2018, indicating the fall is growing. The Australian Federal Government has ditched a key recommendation from the Banking Royal Commission to scrap trail commissions for new loans arranged by mortgage brokers after pressure from the industry and smaller lenders. The US 10-year yield is softer today, down 4 basis points and is now at 2.6%. Gold is firmer at $1,297 an ounce, a $5 rise since this time yesterday. US oil prices are now just under $57 a barrel, while the Brent benchmark is just over $66.50 a barrel after a small rise overnight. Kiwi dollar is at 68.7 US cents and almost half a cent firmer. And on the cross rates, we have firmed against the Aussie and are now at 96.9 Australian cents, a new 2.5-year high. Against the euro, we are now holding at 60.8 euro cents. That puts the TWI 5 at 73.4. I'm Steve Forbes, and that was 90 at 9, brought to you by interest.co.nz.